Welcome to Phonogenics 101, a Riotboy production hosted by Jeremy Gloff. The podcast where people who love music discuss albums track by track. Please hit subscribe, and if you'd like to support this podcast, patreon.com/Jeremy Gloff or Venmo @Jeremy Gloff. And now, on to the music. Hey everybody, welcome. Tonight's a special edition. We're just doing a little special edition. We are in season 2 now of the podcast Phonogenics. Thank you to all the Patreon people that stuck by me when I took a couple months off to work on my album. And thanks to all the subscribers across to all the platforms. We did finish off our Prince series last year, but Melissa here said, there's one more album I want to do. And I brought the album out and I actually love it too. So we're just going to have a little casual chat here. It's just the two of us. We both love this album and we just wanted to give it a little bit of airtime. And we hope...
it deserves it.
Yeah, it deserves it. I haven't listened to this album in many, many years. And honestly, I feel like it sounds really fresh. Like when I play it today, I'm like, this is aged really well. So, Melissa, would you like to say a little bit about yourself and your history with Prince?
Oh gosh, that's my history with Prince. I've been a Prince fan since middle school, since the 1999 album came out, and since I saw the videos that went along with those, fell in love. I've ridden the wave through the 90s and all that, which most people haven't, but I really love a lot of his music, like all the albums, even though we're just touching on this later one. I love them all. This one is really special though because of the way it came out when he handed it to us at the concert, and it was a little different. So
right, and I do want you to tell all those stories. So
yeah.
I feel like the Prince podcast world, there's so many Prince podcasts that it's hard to, stick out of the bunch. But, we're just doing our little thing. And if someone cares to listen, that's awesome. So if you love this album too, make sure to leave a comment and say what you think. So anyway, the album we're talking about is 2004's Musicology. At this point, Prince closed out the 90s. He had Emancipation. He had The Crystal Ball. And then the final album was The Raven Unto the Joy Fantastic, right? He opened up the 2000s with an album called The Rainbow Children, which was a different direction for Prince, right? It was a very religious album. He did some other like fan club only stuff. There was the New Power Soul album, which I forgot to mention. Yes. I feel with 2004's Musicology, he really tightened it up and he rose back to some prominence. I remember them showing, this was the time when VH1 and MTV kind of still showed music a little bit. And I do remember the Musicology video getting played. So, Melissa, what are your memories of this album coming into existence in this era?
I remember the announcement that he was doing a concert in Vegas. And it was going to be shown at the movie theaters. So I'm like, bet, I'm going to the movie theaters. So a friend of mine, we drove up to Cleveland. They didn't play it in Akron. So we drove up to Cleveland in the rain with my one windshield wiper that wasn't working. We made it up there. And you went into the movie theater and they handed you the CD.
Wow.
And then you watched the concert. It was live in Vegas. You watched the concert and then we went home. And then it came out, he's coming around. He's doing a tour all over. So then he came to Cleveland. So I'm like, got to get the ticket to that. So then we go to that concert and they also give you a CD. So I had 2 from that already. Yeah, the little paper like sleeve thing came in a little paper sleeve.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
So the version I have, the commercially released edition with the digipack, I guess you could call it.
Then they released that one, but they gave you the other one. It's just in a little paper sleeve, but I have that one as well.
So that's a collectible, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this tour from Las Vegas, was that something that was ever commercially released? Or did they just...
I don't think so.
What era was the concert
I mean,
from?
it was filmed. It was on at the movie theater, so they They could release it, but I don't think they did.
Wow. And it was songs from Musicology?
It was the Musicology tour. He started it off there, but he was
Okay.
only doing it in Vegas first. So
Okay.
that was why you had to go to the movie theater to see it, because
Oh,
he
wow.
advertised it as this is only going to be in Vegas, this one show. And then he ended up doing the tour throughout the United States.
So the tour started before the album came out, theoretically, right?
No, he
No? Okay.
handed us the album at the tour, and he
Oh,
handed
okay.
us the album at the movie theater.
Oh,
Not
wow.
him personally, but
Right.
I mean, thank you, Prince.
Wasn't that some of the controversy?
Because of the ticket
The
sales.
charting?
Yeah, the charts. Yeah. Yeah. Um they didn't have a rule in effect, and he used that to his advantage by giving away the CDs at the movie theater and the concerts. It upped his sales and made him higher on the charts. So it was a little game he played.
He did it for a couple albums, right? Before they changed the rules.
He did some online, but
Okay.
I don't remember another one he gave at the concert.
Okay.
I
What
could be wrong, but I don't remember it.
didn't something come out with a newspaper, maybe?
Yes.
That's what I'm
Yes.
thinking of.
Yeah. That was the 2010.
Okay.
It was in England. Yeah. Or UK.
So the thing I like about the Musicology album is I feel like it almost felt like coming home. Like I know he did some kind of experimental stuff, but this just felt, it wasn't a groundbreaking album, but it felt like Prince in his comfort zone, just doing some really great songs.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first impression of the album when you heard it?
I loved it immediately. Like just coming out the first song, it's like so funky. Like the whole thing just was fresh, like you
Right.
said.
I think I wrote that. I took notes when I listened to the album today to refresh. And I think I said the word fresh a lot on the notes. So,
Funky fresh.
funky fresh. Yeah. So should we go through the track by track?
Sure.
All right. So the song Musicology, of course, was the first single. And my notes for Musicology, funky, fresh. That's what I have written there.
I love it.
When the song breaks down and says "Don't Stop Dancing," it kind of reminded me of the breakdown in Bat Dance a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And
exactly.
I felt like a bunch of these songs kind of had throwbacks to some of his other songs, but it wasn't like he was copying them. It just kind of had a familiarity that I really loved and appreciated.
Right. Well, even at the end of Musicology, when he's saying don't you ever touch my stereo. And then he goes through that little oops, sorry. my phone just decided to start playing. And then it goes into those little clips of the different songs.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool to hear the flashbacks of what was in there. Like If I Was Your Girlfriend, Sign of the Times. Little Red Corvette was in there.
Yeah. I think I have to listen to it again. Yeah. Even though I just listened to it twice today.
The thing in the song Musicology is kind of about getting back to the roots of music, right? And
right. it was all really clever too, using the Musicology 101, because he schools people on musicology.
And, there was a very like live band sound. I don't know. It just sounded like Prince had gotten some of his fire back here. And I always felt, until he sadly passed away, I'm like, Prince is going to release that classic album. He has one more in him. And I feel like looking back, maybe that album was Musicology for me. The one that I just really loved. I mean, I know he had some more good stuff after this, but I just felt like this was a really solid album. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the song Musicology?
No, I give it a 10.
Yeah, I give it a 10. I thought it was
10 out of 10.
Funky and fresh.
Thumbs up. Funky
thumbs up, as Marcus would say. Where's Marcus tonight?
I don't know. Probably working.
Okay, so next is Illusion, Pimp, and Circumstance.
And
for this one, the notes I put, I put that the groove reminded me a little bit of Feel You Up, just a little bit.
That's interesting.
And I also put funky, fresh, but retro for this one. So I felt like the vibe that he started with the first song continued through to the second song. It just sounded fresh.
It did. It was very funky. And just the way, just actually the lyrics, it kind of cracks me up when you think about it. Like, it's talking about seems like an older lady who had a lot of money, or, she knew which fork to use, but she couldn't dance. So, and then when he calls her fluorescent,
Right.
I'm like, oh, that was cold.
I feel like Prince had some really clever lyrics on this album too.
Right, he did.
Yeah, so I felt like this song continued the vibe of the first one. It kind of kept the party going and kind of kept the loose feel. But some of Prince's later stuff could get really jammy and kind of meandery. I felt like on this album he kept the songs pretty tight. Like they're all 4 to 3 minutes. They had your traditional structure. Some of them did have some pretty cool changes, but he did keep it accessible, I think, to the more mainstream audience.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like this song. It's got a weird name, but it's a good song.
It's interesting because I feel like Raven to the Joy Fantastic, the label is really trying to pair him with a lot of artists like Santana style, and it turned out not to be a hit. And this album, to me, feels more like the hit album. It's just Prince doing Prince. He doesn't need all those guest stars.
Mm-hmm.
He had Candy Dolfer and Sheila E. and stuff on the album, but those are his peeps.
Right.
All right, so the third song was A Million Days. It starts off a little slow, then it kind of turns into a rock song. I wrote emotional. This one reminded me of Thunder a little bit from Diamonds and Pearls.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is
very emotional. I felt like he was, and I may be wrong, but I felt like it was at a time where he was like really sad and just like feeling sorry for whatever he did to.
Right.
I don't know if it was Maite or Manuela, but he was feeling sorry about something.
And you could tell it was a personal song for him, that he was.
Yeah.
Because, some of my favorite early Prince songs, or even mid-period, stuff like If I Was Your Girlfriend, he channeled a lot of emotion through his songs. And I feel like this one continued that thread, and really good. It's another really good song.
Right.
He's not.
Have you seen the video?
No, I didn't. What's the video like?
It's kind of like what you'd think it would be. It's like the girl is packing her stuff and leaving, and then he's trying to run after her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I give this one a thumbs up also. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up so far for all 3 songs.
So next is another funky song. I feel like
it's a little different.
The beginning of this album is all bangers, in my opinion. Life of the Party. I like having the girl singing the hook. I looked at the credits. It says that Candy Dolfer, was she singing that, or
no way?
That can't be
her.
She
was singing it?
It's put vocals, but maybe she's doing the little moans in there. Because there's also vocals from Shauna Howard. Maybe I got the big one. But anyway, this song has a great hook. Kind of.
Yeah, it's got when it comes in, what is that? The bass? Was that? Yeah. When it comes in with that, it's like, oh yeah.
And Life of the Party. I like the Prince songs where a girl, does the hook. Kind of like Love Machine from Graffiti Bridge.
Yes. Love that.
So what notes do I have for this one? A good party Prince song. It checks all the boxes for me.
It kind of... Go ahead.
I put great horns, and I love where the groove changed at the end. I just thought it was really, I like when Prince can kind of change it up at the end.
Right. So this kind of reminded me of, I didn't get to go to Paisley Park till the end, till like 2014. But there was a couple times, like he would have parties and he would either announce it on Twitter, like on Friday, and I would possibly have enough time to go, or he'd announce it on Saturday and I didn't have enough time to go. Usually when he announced it on Friday, it was for Saturday, and I would be working like a wedding and I couldn't take off or whatever. Hey, there's Clark.
Oh, Yay! Let's pause for a second.
Okay.
So, Melissa, do you have any other thoughts on Life of the Party?
Oh, yes. So, in Life of the Party, it reminded me of the days at Paisley Park. I didn't get to go till later, till like 2014. And he'd have parties on the weekends. And it'd usually be at a weekend where I couldn't make it. I had to work, or it'd be too last minute notice. So then you'd get like the news the next morning that there was a party, and you're like, oh my God, or how great the party was. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad that I missed it. And so this song kind of reminds me of that, because he's like, you're gonna read it in the paper tomorrow and hang your head and cry because you missed the party. Basically, that's what I did for like all of 2015.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
He had a pajama party there I almost went to, and my friends couldn't go, and I was going to call off work and I didn't. And there was like several other ones that I missed, but I made a few. So I guess I'm happy about that.
So you're the life of the party?
No, he's the life of the
Oh,
party.
yeah, that's true.
But he did walk right by me in Paisley Park a couple times. Like,
There you go.
And you know, he was like, oh, there's Melissa Riley.
yeah, right, sure. What's that
Clark,
crazy stalker?
my Wi-Fi must be messed up, Clark. I just got your text right now.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm sorry I didn't respond to you. So Clark Brooks has made it. He's joining us. And before we move on to the further songs, I'm going to kind of have Clark catch us up to speed. Clark, if you want to tell a little bit about yourself and your thoughts on this album in general in this era, and then I'm gonna have you give a little synopsis of the songs you covered already, how you feel about them. I know it's a lot. That's a lot, but it'll be great.
No, I'll keep it brief. I'm a writer in Tampa, Florida. I specialize in comedy, humor writing. ClarkBrooks.com or TampaNewsForce.com if you want to learn more. This era stood out to me as sort of it was sort of the Prince victory lap. Like, it was 20 years after when he really kind of came to mainstream success. And this was kind of a celebration of that. And it was almost like a celebration for not just him and in his circle, but like the people that had been sticking with him all those years. Because, you know, even when he was, even in 1984, when he hit, you know, there was still a lot of, you know, ignorant pushback from people like, oh, you like Prince, he wears a blouse, blah, blah, blah. You know, he wears makeup and he's short. You know, it wasn't always completely cool to be a Prince fan. And by 2004, it was pretty universally great to be a Prince fan. So that was kind of nice on behalf for the people that stuck with him all that time. It was kind of a deserved victory lap after all that time. You know, he'd been through it. You know, he had major ups and downs critically and commercially. And then 2004, he's giving the album away for free. Everybody's going to the concert and having a great time. The shows are incredible. You know, he's doing press. He's having fun with interviews. It was a pretty cool time to be a Prince fan.
Yeah, the shows were incredible.
Yeah.
And he had a different look then, because he changed his look often, but it was the short hair and the stylish suits, not with the frilly feminine shirts underneath, but just like a nice stylish suit.
Yeah, it was almost conservative by his standards.
Right.
You know, Musicology was a flashback to the way things were, and I feel like his look almost reflected like kind of the big band era, where people wore the suit and tie on stage.
Right.
Yeah, and I always felt that the tour was kind of like a give back, a gift to the people that had been good to him. Like, you know, he made a point of mentioning when his fans would be in the crowd with kids, you know, and he respected the fact that, oh, these people grew up with me. They're bringing their kids to the show. You know, they're exposing them to real music.
Yeah.
You know, and he didn't take that lightly, and I thought that was very classy.
Clark, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was telling Jeremy, I think that he just announced it as the Las Vegas show only at first to get people to go like to the movie theaters, and then announced the tour later. Is that
sounds
how
familiar?
You remember?
Yeah, that's how I remember it too. I don't remember full scale tour plans coming out immediately, and it was the Los Angeles show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was Vegas. Was it Los Angeles? I thought it was Vegas.
I think it was L.A. I could be wrong, but I thought it was L.A. Vegas was where he recorded the One Night Alone live. That was in Vegas, but I thought the
might have been Los Angeles, but it was at the movie theaters because I
drove to the movie theater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was at the where the Lakers play. So I think it was a big sports arena. So
Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense. Yep.
yeah.
Well, Clark, we went through the first 4 songs. If you want to just we did Musicology, Illusion, Pomp and Circumstance, A Million Days, and Life for the Party. So if you
Oh,
want,
I like all of those.
right, they're all bangers, right? They're all
Yeah.
bops.
What I remember about Life of the Party was I think that's the song they played when they first took the lights down for the live shows, and then they played that entire song with the lights down. And I think maybe they used that to maybe get Prince into position. Didn't they wheel him out in a box or something? Because the stage was in the round, and like that was probably maybe a little sleight of hand to get him in and out of the stage.
Yeah. In the road case.
Yeah, and then they would play the Hall of Fame induction speech, and then the show would start. Or not the speech, but his intro though.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I feel like it's always dangerous to have a song with lofty goals like Life for the Party, but I feel like the song lives up to the title. Like, I know you guys like Jam of the Year, but to me, that song never felt like the Jam of the Year. But Life of the Party really does feel like Life of the Party. That song makes me want to get up and do the thing.
Yeah, this is similar to that. I think, yeah. Jam of the Year.
And I always thought Candy Dulfer has kind of a weird singing voice. Not bad, just kind of different.
But didn't you like that throw? Because, you know, sometimes they'll have like, I think Jill Jones said it once, like he'll have like really good singers, but that kind of took away the charm a little bit. So it's kind of nice for him to have that kind of off-kilter, funky girl singing the hook.
Yeah, a little gritty.
Yeah, it was kind of a throwback to what made his classic stuff work so well for me.
Yeah.
You know, I loved Rosie Gaines and the New Power Generation stuff, but
also is another nod of respect. Obviously, he really respected Candy Dulfer. So
yeah,
to throw her a co-lead vocal on that song on that album.
The words that me and Melissa said a lot for Musicology, the first few songs, we just kept saying funky and fresh. It just felt funky and it felt fresh. And it still does. I feel this stuff has aged really well.
Yeah, I agree.
And I also said, you know, I don't think this is an innovative experimental album, but I do think it's Prince, like you said, a victory lap. I love that. It's kind of him doing what he does best, but with a step forward to the present too at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't sound dated at all.
Mm-mm. All right. Well, shall we all move on to track 5 together?
Yes.
All right. Call My Name. My notes. Clark, I took notes. I listened and took notes of the whole album. For this one, I put slow jam, very soulful and very organic, a gorgeous chorus. I just thought this was a beautiful song.
Yes, perfect.
That's high praise coming from you because you're on record as not being the biggest fan of the ballads.
I didn't like his early ballads, but once he started getting to Love Sexy, I loved like When Two Are in Love. I loved Insatiable.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I didn't like the early ballads, like When We're Dancing Close and Slow and International Lover. But I like his like later, like maybe Sign of the Times On, because I love Slow Love.
Yeah.
But this one,
your notes are spot on. I think your notes are spot on.
Yeah. This is my favorite song on the album, for sure.
I can see why.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going through a little romantic situation, not so well. So I'm like, not so well. So I'm like, I'm gonna be listening to this song. It's giving me the feels. But I give it the Marcus 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
Clark, I think we've given everything 2 thumbs up so far on this album.
Well, there's not a lot to not like on this album. So
yeah. I mean, I have to say, this is one of the songs. Like my daughter and one of my best friends, Anna's daughter, we made them listen to Prince all the time, obviously. But this is one of the songs that they really like as a younger generation too.
Right,
they love this song,
and the skill of the harmonies he stacks on the chorus. Because his voice does sound a little deeper than it did when he was younger. Could you hear the difference a little bit? I could on this song. And I loved it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It's hard to maintain a falsetto for a long time.
Yeah. Well, any other thoughts on Call My Name?
I like it.
All right,
Love it.
next. Now, Melissa already stated that she doesn't love this next song, but when I first heard this album, this stood out as one of my favorites. I did watch the music video today. I'd never seen it before. But
I've never seen that one, or maybe I have. I just don't remember it.
Cinnamon Girl is a very topical song, and I thought it was a great rock song. I love a good rock song with a good synth part.
Well,
so, Melissa, why don't you like the song?
I do like the song. Actually, I had a dog that I named Cinnamon Girl after the song. But I like the song. I like the message. It's just not there are better songs on the album that I like more. That's if that makes sense.
And what exactly is the message of the song? Because I think I know, but
Let me see the words here. It's
kind of about racial profiling, right?
yeah,
Right.
it's basically a song about what I don't know what nationality a cinnamon girl would be. It's Arabian.
That's what it looked like from the video. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hold on one second. Go ahead, Clark, and talk while I look this up.
Oh gosh, I don't have a lot to say about this one. It's not my favorite on the album. It's not bad. Like I said, there's nothing on the album that's bad. But
Right.
I guess if I had to skip a song on this album, this might be one that I skip. The message is fine, and I always appreciate a good message song.
Right.
I don't know that message necessarily resonated with me for whatever reason. I mean, the intent of the message certainly does, but I don't know if it just lyrically, maybe it just didn't land with me. I don't know.
You see, I like the Prince rock songs that throw in a good synth line. I think of like Private Joy as a song in that vein.
Yeah, I can see that comparison.
Okay, so so it's talking about after 9/11, people started to target her because of her skin tone and color, because after all of that happened. So that what nationality was that? That's Arabic?
Well, anybody Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Middle Eastern? Yeah, Middle Eastern. Yeah.
I do have a couple of CD singles in my collection of this song. I think one had a video on it, and then maybe a couple of remixes or single edits. Well, I give Cinnamon Girl 2 thumbs up. I know you guys don't agree, but I did love this one.
I'll give it a 1. I'll give it 1 thumb.
One thumb up?
1 thumb.
Okay. 1 thumb is better than no thumbs. Okay. What do you want?
I didn't get any of the singles from this, but I somehow wound up with like 5 copies of this album between the one the club sold and the one that you got at the concert and the one, it was everywhere.
Yep.
And is the music the
I
same?
was telling him it came in a little paper sleeve.
Yeah, little kind of chintzy presentation, but hey, it's a free Prince album. What do you want?
So the music's the same though? There's not like earlier mixes on any other versions?
It's all the same.
Okay, cool. Good, because I don't want to have to find any more stuff. Okay, song 7.
I remember in the club, in the online club, the NPG music club, people were complaining that there were too many of them, and I remember thinking, you don't have to take any of them,
Right.
They're giving you free albums. Just shut up.
Right. Why would you complain about that?
Because that club was notorious for people bitching about stuff.
And what would you do now for a new Prince album that he was giving out?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
no
release the music.
Yeah. Well, the good news is we're probably getting new T-shirts again next week. So,
how about some pajamas?
Right.
For $125,
or some towels, or some coasters, or some non-essential bullshit.
Flip flops.
Flip flops. Yeah, that's what we need.
I give the flip flops 2 thumbs up.
Flip flops that leave the symbol imprint in the sand when you walk. That's what we need.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool, but I don't think those flip flops do that.
All right, next song number 7. What do you want me to do? My notes are the Purple Rain drum machine is back. He had that, or the 1999, like the drum machine from that era has returned. He must have like blew the dust off of it. Jazzy, and I thought the interlude at the end with the baby crying and the lady talking was weird. So I didn't understand what that was. But I liked I like this song. I thought it was another good song. What did you all think of this one?
I like the song too. I think you're right about the weirdness at the end. I think Prince always had little inside jokes for himself only.
Yeah, he was entertaining
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, which that's fine. You know, it's his album. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Right. Agree. Yeah, I love this song as well. Yeah. Trying to think. What do you want me to do? Somebody made a funny, in the symposium, somebody was talking about the difference between the time and Prince and the way the lyrics were. So the time was like matter of fact stating things, and in the 1999 album, Prince always put things as a question, like in something in the water does not compute or something like that. He phrased stuff as a question
or metaphors.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So in here, he's doing it again. Like, what do you want me to do? That's
Right.
what I'm thinking of.
Like Little Red Corvette is nothing but metaphors for 4 minutes or long. Yeah.
I guess I should have known by the way she parked her car.
Yeah. Then meanwhile, the time is telling you to go to the Gotel room 602. There's no subtlety there. So
wild and loose.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So now, after this, we are moving into the portion of the album that I didn't like as much. The Marrying Kind I put was a rock song. I put personal, but not good.
Oh, I disagree. I think it's a good song.
Oh,
really?
I love this song.
Okay, so take it away, you guys. Take it away.
Go ahead, Clark.
Well, I'm not ready to expound on it, but
Me either.
you can't put me on the spot. I just know that I like it more than Jeremy does.
Here. let me I've listened to this song so many times, but it's not like in my recent rotation.
Right.
So
I just thought it was just like kind of a rock song, kind of like I enjoyed like the kind of loose funk and breeziness of the first part of the album. This was just kind of rock to me. And Candy Girl, Cinnamon Girl was rock too, but it had a better hook.
Oh. Okay, now I remember. So the way I got it was it's about a girl who's with a guy who doesn't appreciate her, and then he's kind of saying, honey, I tried to tell him that you are the marrying kind, like she's a good woman.
Yeah.
And he's really gonna mess up if he doesn't keep you. I appreciate that message, having been in failed marriages and
by the same token, that's some passive aggressive propaganda there, Prince. I tried to tell him.
I'm giving it a thumb sideways. I can't.
Oh, no. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up for me.
Any other thoughts on this one before we move on? Okay.
Jeremy, you're the marrying kind.
You know what? I agree. I think I am.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll put this out in the universe. I am ready for, like, I just want to be with one person the rest of my life. I really do. Like, I do. I'm not interested in open relationships or like, that's really what I want. Okay.
I think I'm going there too.
You know, in the past I said so many like sexual and did so much wild stuff, but I think we all fill in the spaces in our soul with what we can until we realize what we really want. So
yeah, there's filling in the cracks.
Yep,
right?
fill in the cracks literally and figuratively.
All right. Way to take a beautiful moment and turn it into something dirty. You
know, there was a time in my life
because this picture comes up and it's like this. All right.
Yeah.
You know, I went from Nasty Girl to Blame It on Vanity, the book.
Right.
Okay. My handwriting is really bad. If I was the man in your life, I just put more rock than a jazzy ending. What do you all think of this one?
I like the
I love
driving rhythm of it, the kind of heavy pushing. I always like that.
Okay. I love this song also because it has a good message about how a man's supposed to treat a woman or a man in a relationship period. Like if you're in a relationship, you should be treating your significant other like this.
Right.
I am appreciative of the positive messages on this album.
Yeah.
But like Rainbow Children was religious and kind of preachy, but I feel like there's a lot of positivity. Yes. You see what I just did? And yeah. Okay.
Well,
I'll give it 1 thumbs up.
I go 2.
Oh no. 2.
And I'm gonna listen to it again. Now that I pulled this album back out, I think I'm gonna give it a few more spins because I really liked it.
See, as your new monogamous relationship that you're put into the universe, I'd buy you flowers every single day. I'd give you power. I'd do whatever you say. I'd make you happy and treat you right. Don't you love that?
I do love it. I love it. Okay. Next, on the couch, I put Boring Ballad.
No.
No.
Hilarious.
Boo.
Hilarious. Old school, full of metaphor Prince.
Okay.
Oh,
so
yes.
maybe I was kind of working and listening. What did I miss? Tell me what I missed here.
These songs are always funny to me. I don't think Prince is completely taking himself seriously.
Okay.
When he throws these out there, he presents them as serious, baby making ballads, but the message is really pretty funny. He's got a sense of humor about it.
Right.
Like
Don't
International
make me
Lover.
sleep on the couch.
Yeah. Love Jones is on the TV again.
Right.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, you don't like International Lover. International Lover cracks me up.
Cracks you up?
Yeah, he's comparing himself to a jet airplane in terms of making love. It's awesome. I think it's hilarious.
You know what? I don't like flying, Clark.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
But I do love the couch. I do love the couch.
I love this song because, I remember him doing it in concert, and yeah, you're right. It was kind of funny. He made it seem kind of like the way he introduced it was like, oh,
like
but
damn
he's talking
you.
about going down south.
Yeah, he's going down south.
And he's not talking about Florida.
Nope, he's not getting grits and gravy.
Well, maybe I didn't like this song because I think my travel visa has been taken away. So I'm not going north, south, east, or west, baby. I'm just all sitting in one place. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
See, we're a good crew here. We're a good crew.
Thumbs up, 2 thumbs up for me.
Yeah,
I'll give it 1.
Wow.
You are thumb stingy.
Dear Mr. Man.
Stingy. That's a good way.
Dear Mr. Man, I wrote mid-tempo funk, topical, and I felt like the song faded while it was still jamming. I loved it. I thought this was a great song.
Yeah, it's got a good groove. I like this song.
This
good groove,
is a good song.
Message.
I love the message. It's still relevant today. What's wrong with the world today?
Yep.
He's very good at doing that sort of thing where he made you think. Like most people, like when I first heard the song, I wasn't thinking about politics or whatever else is going on in the world, but it kind of makes you stop and think.
Yeah. Yep.
God, don't you wish Prince would have been around through all the shit that happened the last few years? Like the music, to have these last few years filtered through Prince's eyes would have just been amazing. But songs like Dear Mr. Man, I guess are as relevant now as they ever were. So, Prince left us a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm. Why poor people keep struggling and you won't lend a helping hand.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
DeSantis. Anyway. Oh, things are a mess.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I give it 2 thumbs up, though. I loved the song.
Yeah. 2 thumbs up.
This is my second favorite on the album.
Really?
Mhm.
You know what? I can stand behind both of them. I think my favorite is Musicology and Cinnamon Girl. Is that basic as fuck?
I love Musicology is so funky, funky fresh.
Funky fresh, as we said.
Do you guys
Okay.
remember when Musicology, before it became a song, was like a kind of a game on the NPG Music Club where you could click on instruments and add and subtract and kind of play with the mix? You remember that?
Oh yeah, I think I do.
And it
There
was
was like an
this song?
instrumental version.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
was kind of like, "Hey, that's a great song. It should go on the album." Little did they know that it was going to wind up as a song on the album.
It would not only be a song, it would be the album and it would be the era.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got together to talk about this album. This one needed its own little moment.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
we're
coming
ending.
up on 20 years on this. This was 20 years after Purple Rain. We're coming up on 20 years of this.
Oh wow.
How scary is that?
You know
Thanks
what? I
for
think
making me feel old.
we're gonna be friends for a long time. So each album, as it hits the 20th anniversary, we have to do it. Like 20 years of 3121. So we'll just keep doing each album
All right.
in their anniversaries.
Okay.
Okay. The album ends with Reflection. My notes are very 70s. It's pretty. It's great.
I can
Chill
see that.
ending. I love how it ends with the line, sitting on the stoop and watching the cars go by, and then the song ends.
Yeah.
It was just a really tight, breezy, kind of open air ending to just a great album. I just thought this was a great way to end the album.
It
wasn't
makes like go ahead.
It wasn't like a heavy statement, because sometimes they would end with a heavy statement, like Sometimes It Snows in April or Purple Rain. And then sometimes they would end with a crap track like Live for Love or whatever that song is at the end of Diamonds and Pearls.
It's a nice bookend because the album starts with him being upbeat and sentimental, and this one is kind of more reflective and sentimental.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Which he's not often sentimental in many of his songs.
Do you think that 20-year anniversary of Purple Rain played into that at all, Clark?
I don't know. He always said that he doesn't look back. He never looked back and stuff, but some of the stuff around that era seemed pretty calculated to take advantage of that, that sentiment. So
right.
I don't know, maybe it didn't impact him on a personal level, maybe on a financial business level, which is fine. We all benefited from it. But
sure.
I mean, he was always so fond of saying that he doesn't look back and he doesn't, reflect on stuff.
Yeah.
While he, by the same time, sample his own music, but
Well, he did actually go back and like change some things up on old songs too.
Yeah, that's true.
Change lyrics or change,
And he played this live on BET with Wendy, of all people.
Yeah.
Right.
The acoustic version.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I agree. It was kind of like a breezy. It reminds me of like just sitting on my porch and just relaxing.
Yeah.
I grew up in the country, so.
Me too.
Yep.
Sometimes I miss it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, what would you all rank Musicology on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, first I give Reflection a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, 2 thumbs
up. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up for sure.
And then Musicology is a 10.
Oh, damn.
I'll give it a 9. Solid 9.
I give it a 9 too, because I feel like the masterpieces are like Sign of the Times and.
Okay, wait. 9.7. 9.7.
Yeah. All right. That's great on the Melissa scale. Aw. Well, cool.
If I was grading it alone, not against the back catalog, I'd go 10.
Yeah.
As compared to other stuff that comes out, sure.
Every time Prince released an album, he had so much history behind him already that would always be compared to. Like, how do you ever release something? But, if this was his debut album, we would have all had our asses blown away.
For sure. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, it would have been top of the charts for sure.
I don't know what else was out that year. That'd be interesting compared to stuff that came out that same time. But
wasn't that like Justin Timberlake's first album was around that time? Beyonce, Crazy in Love.
Yeah, because he covered Crazy in Love in concert.
Yeah. I feel like Nelly
Yeah, I don't know.
Furtado was around.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Uh,
Have to
Britney's.
pull
I
up
don't
the
know.
old. Have to pull up the old Billboard charts.
Yeah. So did Prince ever do an album that charted again after this? Not really, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, we did it, you guys. We did all the Prince albums, but we will we're gonna keep in touch and do these anniversaries. And Melissa, you have to come down to Florida again so we can go to Clark. Clark, are you still doing the trivia on Tuesdays?
Oh yeah, that's paying my rent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta
I
get
didn't
my
freak out when I changed careers. So I didn't lose my shit. So
me and the Fiend Tampa Bay crew go to Corner Club for trivia on Tuesday, but I'm gonna have to get them to go over to yours.
yeah, how about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Do you know who
The
hosts?
Corner Club.
Do you know who hosts that? Is Ashley.
Oh, Ash Dudney.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's chat for 1 second, but let me wrap up the podcast and I'll pause it. Thank you, friends, for talking about musicology and helping kick off my second season. Thanks to all the subscribers and Patreon, all that shit. But most of all, thank you, Prince, for just fucking releasing some of the best music that has ever been made. And
Yes.
his catalog is the gift that keeps on giving. Because, I didn't play this album to death at the time. So listening to it today revealed so many treasures that I needed today. So Prince, we love you. All right.
Yes.